Good morning, John. How are you, buddy?
Good. Very good this morning.
Thanks for joining us. I guess give us a little bit of background on this St. Patty's Day race. I know you've been involved with this for a number of years. Actually, before we get into that, just want to remind our listeners that pre-registration is Friday night, next Friday, 7 to 9 p.m., and Saturday morning, 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. at Boca Coal-Fired Grill in Margate. So, and the proceeds benefit the Donnie Fund and South Jersey Field of Dreams. So if you want to get involved with this, check that out next weekend. Pre-register Friday night or Saturday morning. So tell us about this race and your involvement in it the last who knows how many years, right?
Yes, this will be our 38th year. We're coming from Margate. We're starting at the Boca Coal Fire in Margate, running through into Ventnor, up onto the Boardwalk, into Atlantic City. The 10-milers turn at Revel and head back, and the 5K people go into Ventnor and come back. This is a tradition now, 38th year, and most of the years it's been coming from Margate into Atlantic City.
What kind of crowd are you expecting in terms of not only the runners but also family and people supporting these runners?
No, it's usually a pretty good turnout. We normally have at least 500 runners. This is sort of the first big run of the season. It's very weather dependent. If the weather's been really nice leading up to it, we usually get a good turnout. If the weather's been miserable, last year we were in a drenching rain, so it hurt the crowd a little bit, but we normally get 500 to 700 people. And because it's the first big run of the year, a lot of people do the 5K, which is only 3.1 miles, so it's a lot easier for them to do it.
Yeah, hopefully the weather stays like it is this weekend. If so, it's going to be an awesome weekend for you guys.
Oh, it's been spectacular. We thought that with this amount of nice weather leading up to it, people have been able to get out and get a little bit of time in on their shoes. So if they have been running for a while, they should be okay for next week.
Now, what's it take to put this together? Is this something you guys kind of work on all year long, trying to put all these details together?
Not necessarily, because we have a lot of fundraisers for both the Field of Dreams and the Donnie Row. We have a rowing event for the Donnie Fund in June. We have a golf tournament in Brigantine in August of the year. We usually do 4, 5, 6 major events a year. This is the only pure running event that we do, and because we've been doing it for so long, these two organizations have been running it for 8 years. And before that, a lot of us were volunteers for the Boardwalk Runners and Barbara Altman when she was running the event. So we've got it pretty well down. We know what has to be done, and everybody goes. There's a lot of hands helping, so nobody has to do a lot.
Yeah, no. Fran Northridge just texted me this morning. She's like, "When's John going to be on? We want to listen in." So, I'm sure there's a lot of folks. Who are some of the folks you're working with to try to put this all together?
Well, the guy that owns the Boca restaurant has just been wonderful for us. We get the Margate Recreation people help us out. The Atlantic County Road Department helps set up the course. We have a lot of volunteers, what we call the Pink Ladies from the Field of Dreams, which are a lot of the women who wear pink sweatshirts. They help with a lot of the registration. The girl who hands our shirts and our registration, Pam Eifert, has been doing it for years, so she knows how to do it. It's just a collaborative effort. A lot of people come together. A lot of people know their job, and everybody gets out of their way and lets them do their job.
So you got this down to a science, huh?
Well, I don't know. We got it like a science. This is a fun run. We don't try to be overly competitive. We don't try to make this, sort of a cutthroat. This is a fun day. A lot of people come painted up in green and white and with shamrock. Some people wear kilts. There's music out on the course. There's a bagpiper. Rick Lindsay leads them off at the start. This is a happy day, a fun day, not a cutthroat competition day.
I was just going to ask you that. You got to have a bagpiper start things off, right, on St. Patty's weekend.
Oh, yeah. And we're lucky this year because we went the weekend after. Most of the St. Patrick's Day events are today.
Yeah, right.
So we went the week after. We went for next Saturday, and we think, given that, we'll have a little more of the Irish flavor that is looking for one more day to party, because you know how the Irish can be. They like to party.
They do?
They do. That's what we hear.
I have no idea. My last name's O'Sullivan, so I don't know anything about that.
Now, I was at an Irish murder mystery last night at the Renault Winery.
Oh, yeah?
And it was all about an Irish guy who ended up, they found him at a brewery dead, and you had to solve the murder. And it happened to be an Irish group.
Might be a little bit of stereotyping there, but we'll let it go.
We'll let it go. I got some Irish blood in me, so it's okay.
There you go. We're talking with John Glassey, who's one of the people involved with organizing the St. Patrick's Day Boardwalk 10-miler and 5K next weekend. John, if somebody's listening today and they kind of, this perks their ears up and they want to get involved, how can they sign up? Is there anything they can do before Friday night in terms of pre-registration?
Absolutely. The registration's open online. In fact, that's how we've received over 300 registrations already. They can go to www.jbsportstiming.com, or they can go to the SouthJerseyFieldOfDreams.com website, and it'll link them up there and shoot them over. They can register online.
Oh, nice. So they can go right through South Jersey Field of Dreams then.
That's correct.
Awesome.
Yep.
Get into South Jersey Field of Dreams real quick. If people aren't aware of what that is, it's an organization that helps kids who may not have the ability to play little leagues baseball and softball, disadvantaged kids or kids with medical conditions who aren't able to play that normal mainstream baseball. It gives them a chance to get out there and enjoy putting on the uniform and batting and fielding and all that stuff. Tell us a little bit more about that, and I know you guys have a really cool thing you're going to be unveiling this spring in terms of the miniature golf course.
That's correct. The field's been there now. This is our 13th year in operation. We had been in the decades before that using other people's facilities for challenged youngsters. We've been borrowing, and stealing for years, and about 15 years ago we decided to build our own. Absecon was very cooperative and allowed us to take over one of their fields, and we've adapted it so that it's kids in wheelchairs and crutches and canes and whatever other disability they may have, they can use the field. We've put in a playground a few years ago that is an adaptive playground so that families can come there and while the games are going on, they can use the playground or just enjoy themselves. We have a food area, picnic area, so they can come out there and enjoy themselves in a nice atmosphere. And this year we're quite excited because we've opened up, or we're getting ready to open up, a 9-hole miniature golf course, which also is an adapted miniature golf course. We think it's one of the first ones in this entire region, and it's all this stuff is free. Everything is free. The golf course will be free, the playground's always open, and the field's always open.
Yeah, it really is an awesome idea, and you guys do a great job out there. I'm sure we'll be talking to more of the South Jersey Field of Dreams people as it gets closer to opening day. When is opening day this year? Do you know offhand?
Yeah, it's at the end of April. April 24th, we'll start it up for the season. We'll have a few events out there during the month of April while we're sprucing up the field. Comcast organization comes in. Comcast Cares Day is there. They do all the shrubbery and do all of the cleanup so that we can make sure the field's ready. Town Square Media for years has done events out there for the community, so we'll be out about all throughout the month of April there, and we start playing games at the end of April.
Awesome. Good stuff, John. I appreciate you taking a few minutes. We're up against a break. We got to let you go, but enjoy next weekend, and hopefully all goes smoothly.
All right. Thanks for the time.
All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
That was John Glassey, one of the organizers of the St. Patty's Day Boardwalk 10-miler and 5K.